For Health Connection Radio and Body Chemistry Associates, I'm your host, Jay Foster. Today I want to talk about a very important subject, and I think it's just incredibly overlooked, and most people don't know how bad this condition is that we are treating our children with antipsychotics. The numbers should blow you away, and if they don't, then you don't realize how bad these drugs can be and how powerful they are, and what simple, natural ways could be tried first before falling back on these harmful medications. So the number of children being prescribed antipsychotic medication, like Risperdal and Seroquel, other antipsychotics, in 2014, and this is according to an article in the New York Times by Alan Schwartz, December 10th, 2016, almost 20,000 prescriptions for Risperdal, Seroquel, and other antipsychotic medications were written in 2014 for children. Did I say children? Toddlers, 2 years old and younger. Okay? Toddlers, 2 years old and younger. What are these? Terrible twos? Are these temper tantrums? Well, that's what they basically said, that they were treating temper tantrums with these powerful, side effect-laden medications that have never been really tried on children or studied. Now, even though that number, 20,000, is huge for 2-year-olds and younger, what are you going to give a 1-year-old Risperdal? The number of antidepressants for Prozac in that same group, 2 years old and under in this country, 83,000 per year. 83,000 prescriptions for Prozac was written. Apparently they thought the children were a little depressed. Now, my whole problem with all of this is that, number one, those drugs are very powerful in adults and children, let alone toddlers. Who knows what damage they're going to cause because they've never been studied. That's one. And number two, the doctors are not trained well, not only about the side effects of these medications, but any kind of natural alternatives. And shouldn't we try something natural first? Isn't that primum non nocere? First, do no harm. To me, that means try the natural things first, and if they don't work, you can fall back on medications. But it's incredible, these numbers, and that doctors are not being trained to look elsewhere. What else could cause these problems? Well, we know it's not a Prozac deficiency or a Seroquel deficiency. That's just the way they're treating it. High refined sugar in the diet. Some of these kids ate what I ate growing up. It didn't affect my, it did finally affect my learning ability, but it didn't cause me to go nuts. But refined sugar can, for a lot of different reasons, refined sugar intake, artificial coloring. We find children with these kind of problems with heavy metal toxins like mercury or aluminum or lead. Food sensitivities, dairy is very common, not always. Wheat, gluten, and other food sensitivities. The work of Dr. Doris Rapp, MD. She has some very fascinating and amazing videos on children who they know already they're going to react to, let's just say, a glass of orange juice or some red-colored Jell-O or something like that. And they're calm, cool, and collected until they have the food, and then they tear the place apart. They go into the worst temper tantrum you've ever seen. So we use food sensitivity testing. We use heavy metal screens, and we have natural mineral detoxifiers for the heavy metals we do find. Refined sugar intake is a real problem. And lack of available dietary protein. Protein is where most every neurotransmitter in the brain comes from in children and adults. So they start off with protein like eggs or fish or meat or chicken or turkey, even though they don't all sound like protein foods. They're going to be better than they go off if they go off with a sugared cereal with artificial coloring and milk on top. So the good news is we've had very good success with small behavioral problems and with serious behavioral problems, like where the kids tear the room apart, where you might be saying, get this kid a drug as soon as possible. So we've had pretty amazing results over the last 36 years at Body Chemistry Associates. And if you'd like to know more about our programs, you can give us a call at 1-800-CHEMIST. Consider a chemical analysis, biochemical analysis, nutritional analysis on these children. So if you have children like this, or you know of someone you like, or coworkers or family members that might have children that are really overacting and they're talking about doing medications, then you may want to have them give us a call at 1-800-CHEMIST, 1-800-243-6478, or on the web, 1-800-CHEMIST.com. Jay Foster on Health Connection Radio and for Body Chemistry Associates will be with you together on a future podcast.